we are going to talk about categories in WordPress. Adding categories is really an exciting feature of WordPress. It allows you to do a lot of things to display your content and provide different paths into your information for your web visitors. To add a category, we simply go to the dashboard and find it under Posts and then Categories. We're going to add a category called Onions. We'll leave the slug alone for now. And we're going to say this is the spot where our best garden onions are shown. And then we just add that category. And you can see now that we have the onions category here together with the corn, green beans, peppers, tomatoes, and vegetables. There's a second way that you can add a category, and I'll show you how. And you do that within a post. So let's now add a new post. And let's call this one String Beans. This is going to be our information on string beans in our garden. And if you want to add a category or associate a category with your post, you simply scroll down here in your editing panel and you see what you have for categories. And you see that you don't have a string beans category. It could be a green bean or it could be a vegetable, but you really want to be specific and label it as string bean. So adding a new category right here is very easy. You just click on it as I did and you type in string beans and add the new category right from here, and you'll see now that it's automatically checked. If you update this post or publish this post, it is associated with the category of string beans. Suppose that you wanted to call these string beans simply vegetables. You could go and assign it a category simply by checking right here from what's already there. Because you've made a change, you need to update the post for it to take effect. Sometimes you're working in WordPress and these side panels can be a little different in your editing features. Perhaps it's folded up in this way. Sometimes you might find that categories looks just like this. Anytime you encounter that, you can just click on this down arrow and it'll expand to show you that view. Alternatively, sometimes this feature may have been turned off through screen options. If you click on screen options here, you can see that categories is checked, which makes it visible down below where we just were. If we uncheck categories and scroll down to the bottom here, we'll see that categories are no longer shown. You can enable and disable showing of this, whatever your preference is, by simply taking and expanding the screen options anytime you like. You see that I've checked this categories again, and now we have our categories visible. Let's update this post. There's another way that you can use categories, and this is probably the most important way that I think you can use them. So let's go out to our site, and we have vegetables here as our menu option. I'd like to add our green beans under the menu. Let's go under the dashboard and add our menu. Under Appearance and Menus, select Menus. And you'll see in the menu under Vegetables we have peppers, tomatoes, and corn. Let's add some more categories. Over here on the left-hand side, you see categories with that little triangle facing down. Let's expand that and see what other choices we have. Well, let's add string beans to the menu. And you can see it pop the string beans at the bottom of the menu structure. The way it's situated here means that string beans would be its own menu item out on the front end. I really think that we would like to have string beans as a sub-item of vegetables. It's very easy to fix that. We just take and put our mouse over the category string beans until you see this cross here. And then you click down and you drag it to the right until the little box appears. And there you have it. It's now a sub-item of vegetables. Let's save the menu. Now suppose you have a lot of posts already. Well, let's just take a look at that before we go to the next step. Let's go and visit our site. So now you can see we have this category of vegetables, and we have peppers, tomatoes, corn, and string beans. If we click on the string beans, we see that we have our information about the string beans in our garden. Let's go back and take a look at the menu. I'm not so sure that I really like string beans in lowercase on that menu. So let's go in and to the menu again, select it down, and let's take and fix that string beans word to be capitalized with a capital S and a capital B. You could just as easily make this popcorn if you wanted to and still have it point to the string beans category. It's entirely up to you. So let's take a look. Oh, that looks a little better. Now suppose you have a lot of posts already and you haven't categorized them yet at all. Recategorizing your posts is very easy. We've already called a lot of these vegetables just simply vegetables, but now we'd really like to go forward and give it a better name for our category. We can do this easily by the quick edit features. So if we take and we hover over the post that we want to change and we hit quick edit, this one's only vegetables, we're going to add it to be the green beans too. We can go and we can change the category and do an update. We're going to make tomatoes a quick edit. We're going to make them into a tomato category as well and edit, and update rather. And this one is all about vegetables, so we're not going to do either of these from our gardens, but the peppers will go forward and we'll add it to the peppers category. So now if we go out to our menu, we can go and we can see under vegetables, peppers, everything that we have categorized as peppers will now be under this peppers menu. And tomatoes, the same. I don't think we have any corn, but we do. We have a corn. And string beans. The other thing you can do with categories is you can have them in a widget. And widgets are the things, as you know, that appear at the bottom and the side of your website. Let's go to widgets. And for this secondary widget area, we're going to add categories. It's already in the main widget area, and when we go back out to the front, we'll take a look at what that looks like. But we'll just drag this on over here, and we'll call it From Our Garden. And I think we'd like to show it as a drop-down. So we'll save this, and that way we can take a look at the difference between the two. This other category is just shown in no particular way without a title. So let's visit our site. And now you can see on the right here where we didn't have before, we have this From Our Garden. And you can select a category. And this way your web visitors can get to navigate different ways of your website. And here, vegetables. And here you'll have every single vegetable because you've categorized all your vegetables in a higher level vegetable group. Now if we go right down to the bottom, you'll see that the categories are already here. That's that other widget area that we were looking at. So you see, using categories really allows you to change the way visitors are able to navigate into your site. And it helps organize your information effectively for your visitors to be able to find what they're looking for when they get there. After all, you want to make it really easy for folks to find what they need and not have them clicking away. That concludes our lessons on categories.